So come around closer, just don't block the camera. So life, pranayama practice. Yeah, get the glasses, that's right. You got to be able to see. So I'm going to lay down. I'm going to stop talking because if I'm talking, my diaphragm is contracting. And there's no way I can relax it and expand it. So I'm going to stop talking. I'll give you some little hand signals. You'll see when I start doing deep breathing because my lungs will start moving, my chest will start moving more. And then I'll give you a signal when I'm going to do Viloma 1. That's the next step, right? Viloma 1 is a stepped inhalation. So you inhale, 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 pause. Inhale, 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 pause. Inhale, 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 pause. Inhale, 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 pause. So you step your inhalations. Now, let me talk about that briefly. So the brief talk is this. The diaphragm goes from the center, it attaches along the ribs, all the way to your floating ribs out here to the side, and around the back and on your 5 lumbar vertebrae. So the diaphragm wraps around and it has a tail. Which is why if you do some deep breathing when your low back hurts, it gets better. Because your diaphragm's attached there. So if you hold it, sometimes you have a tension backache. Where'd the tension come from? It came from holding your breath. It came from going, yeah, and holding your breath on the inside, and your diaphragm's contracted, and then at the end of the day, you didn't notice it, but you're subtly holding your breath all day, and at the end of the day, you got a backache. So if you do some deep breathing, it goes away right away. And you think of just stretching it out, nice deep breaths. Okay. So I'm going to refer you back to yesterday. And yesterday, we did 2 things in the afternoon. We did Supta Baddha Konasana, with the feet together, knees out, chest open, and we said, observe how wide your belly is, so the frontal hip bones and the bottom ribs, how they have that width, right? And then we went to Supta Virasana, right, which is like I'm sitting now, but going back all the way and lying back. And we did also supported on the bolster, right? And then I said what? Observe how the breath is now moving up. And you all said, oh yes, now the energy is moving up here. Okay? So those first 2 components, those 2 poses are preparations for opening your lungs for pranayama. All right? So the first idea is that you're expanding this way as you inhale, inhale, inhale. And you fill here, and then you expand the bottom ribs more. And then once you've reached a fullness of expansion, then it's a vertical breath up to the nipple region. It's a vertical breath. And then it's a horizontal breath. So the idea is to keep the throat soft. Keep it soft, keep it passive. Okay? All right. So I'm going to lie down and show you those stages, and then we'll try and we'll do practice. Okay. So first sitting, hands distance away. Flesh of the buttocks under and evenly placed on the floor before I lay down. So when I touch down, I want to touch those blankets, and I would say the stagger's a little too much for my back. I'm going to make it a little less because I want my kidneys supported. I want my kidneys supported, okay? Okay, so there it is. Lengthen the latissimus muscle, draw the inner shoulders down, and down I come. And the inner shoulder blade is down, so the chest is already open. Just observe the 3 levels, right? And the eyes are looking at the body. Watch one more time. So that was 2 rounds of Viloma 1. Mostly it was Ujjayi breathing and just 2 rounds of Viloma 1. You could see?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And then when you come out, we'll roll over and rest here. Keep the diaphragm soft and quiet so you don't create any earthquakes. And then press. And up you go. Okay.
On the exhale, he starts from the top and then down.
Good question. When I came to the fullness of each inhalation has a pause. In that pause, what you want to watch for is the echo of the breath expanding. So it's not just inhale. Yeah, it's inhale. Inhale. So each time in the pause, there's a movement outward of the diaphragm, a movement outward of the rib spaces, so that you're holding more prana. When you get to the very top and you've got that pause, you begin your exhalation from here. So what I did was I began emptying here first, without making any earthquakes in my diaphragm. I just let some of the breath out, then I paused, and then I exhaled from the top to the bottom. So I kind of do a 2-part exhalation. I empty the belly first, and then I pause, and then I let everything else down. So the idea is to be as smooth as possible. The idea is to open things up, and then be as smooth, as regular as possible.